I'm Steve Pulaski. He's a multi-genre artist, singer, songwriter on my phone line right now. He's a little bit of blues, a little bit of rock, jazz, with a bit of New Orleans and soul in his music as well. He's a mean piano player, and he's got 10 studio albums under his belt. Currently in the middle of his Croce Plays Croce tour, which honors his late father, the legendary Jim Croce. He's Mr. AJ Croce, and he'll be in our neck of the woods next month, November 15th in Des Moines, November 16th in Wausau. AJ, how are we today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well, my friend. Big fan of your music, big fan of your father. I'm sure you get that a lot. I guess first things first, Croce Plays Croce tour. You are in the middle of that, a lot of dates scheduled. I would say for people who haven't been to the show yet or are looking ahead to it, what's the balance of your father, Jim's music, and maybe your own in the show?
Well, it's based on my father's music. I throw, maybe 4 or 5 of mine in. It could be less on a given evening. I know people are coming to hear his music, but I feel like it's important to have a little bit of a balance and a little bit of a reason and an explanation for the connectivity of it, because this show is so much about the connection I have with my father and how I came to it through music, because he passed away when I was very young. So being able to have a little of mine, a lot of his, obviously all the hits. Every night I open up the floor so people can shout out what they want to hear, and we're going to play it. If it's his, great. If it's mine, great. Someone shouted out for a Faces song a couple weeks ago. We played Stay With Me. Someone requested a Mose Allison song. We played it. But generally, people are shouting out Jim Croce songs.
Your father obviously passed away when you were very young, just a few days before your second birthday. What was the experience like for you of growing up and learning who your father was and how big of an impact he had on people during your formative years?
Well, I think there's a combination of a lot of emotions. One of them is, of course, pride, and I've been proud to work behind the scenes as a publisher for his music for 28 years, and making sure that the world hears his music and that it's shared and that his legacy continues musically. But there's such weird things attached to celebrity, to renown, and people treat you different when they think you're something special. And it can be good or it could be bad, but either way, your treatment is tainted by someone else's renown. And so it is a curious experience. And, but overall, I've been grateful for the love that people have shared for him and his music.
I'm just assuming, but I feel like you see this a lot with artists like Shooter Jennings, Lucas Nilsson, Willie's Kid, even Hank Williams III. So I'm really interested in your thoughts, too. Did you find it challenging to find your own voice as a young singer-songwriter when people saw your name, immediately, realized you're the son of Jim, and then perhaps only wanted to hear you sing Time in a Bottle or one of your dad's songs? What was that challenge like?
Well, the initial challenge was turning down the offers to do that. That was a challenge because I was offered a lot of money to do that, and I denied it, and I wasn't wealthy, so it was integrity, or maybe it was stupidity. I don't know which one, but I started real young as a piano player and a musician, and started recording at a young age. And when I was 18, I think B.B. King heard me play, asked me out on the road, and I was out with all these sort of legendary artists, and Ray Charles and Aretha and the Nevilles and Four Tops and so many others. But I think that gave me a certain amount of credibility as a musician. I think people at least could respect that I was doing it on my own terms, and it was based on my own ability, because none of those people needed to hire me.
He's AJ Croce, singer-songwriter, son of the legendary Jim Croce, in the middle of his Croce Plays Croce tour. A couple more questions with you, AJ, while I got you. What's a song of your father's that resonates with you on a personal level that maybe not a lot of people know?
Lover's Cross is one of them. Tomorrow's Going to Be a Brighter Day. Box number 10, These Dreams. Alabama Rain, Doesn't Have to Be That Way. All these songs have some personal connection, and they're maybe slightly lesser known, although it's hard to say, because those records sold really well, and I'm sure a lot of people know those tunes who are fans.
Doesn't Have to Be That Way. That's a tremendous song. Great choice right there.
I'm glad you like it.
Any dream collaborations for you as an artist?
Always. always, I think the odder the better. I'm a huge fan of world music. I would love to work with Sergio Mendes. I would love to work with a number of different Indian artists, and then in the U.S., I've worked with so many different kinds of musicians, and I think that pushing myself as an artist to be as great as I can be is always the goal. It's not about selling records as much as it is about learning something new.
He's AJ Croce. Again, I'm going to give you the floor, AJ. You can talk about the tour. You can promote your social medias, your website. Where can people hear your music? The floor is yours, brother.
All right. Thank you. Well, if you want to get tickets to the upcoming shows, you can check out ajcrocemusic.com. We're going to be all over the U.S. Tickets are for sale there. You can check me out on social media at AJ Croce on Instagram and AJ Croce on Facebook. And I think that's a pretty good start.
I'll recommend one more thing. You want to get AJ Croce too. You got to listen to That's Me in the Bar. Excellent album, top to bottom, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much.
He's AJ Croce. Again, thank you so much for your time, man. Croce Plays Croce tour currently underway, November 15th in Des Moines, November 16th in Wausau. AJ, thank you again.